Hi Ubies, the sun's finally out, so I'm going to give you a look around the garden at what I'm doing. Well, it's that time of year. If I want to actually grow anything, I have to start netting the garden. So if it's not fruit fly or a white moth laying little grubs on my vegetables, everything will just get eaten if I don't cover it in nets. So under here I've got some sunflowers and zucchini, and I'll take the net off and show you. I just make these little cages out of PVC pipe, and they're just easy to take on and off. There are my sunnies. One little zucchini that I started from seed. So hopefully that'll start growing soon. The dog's eating grass. Why does she do this? She gets fed twice a day, but she loves eating grass. Doggo, stop eating the grass. The corn's in under the net. Take the net off. You can see the corn. And today I have to start cleaning out this garden bed. I've got an old cabbage in here. Sorry, cauliflower. And there's some beetroot and old spinach. I have to dig these out. They're going to seed. And I'm going to plant some beans. I'm going to plant some beans, and I have these bean seeds that I saved from last year. They're Blue Lake, just green beans, the climbing beans, and I just saved some of the pods from last year and just left them in this, and they all dried out, and I'm gonna plant these, see if they work. Normally I plant seeds in the greenhouse first, but this year I'm a little bit late, so I'm going to put them straight in the garden and see how they go. There they are, just on top of the dirt. Just going to push them down. Hope for the best. So much easier than planting seedlings, I think. So the beans are in there, just under the dirt. I'm going to pop on just a little bit of fertilizer on top and a bit of mulch. Hopefully they'll come through in the next week or so. Just a tip for any of you gardeners that might be getting a bit older, or you've got a cranky back like me, and I'm getting older. What I do is, instead of trying to drag around these big bags of mulch and stuff, I put it in the wheelbarrow, and then when I want some, I just scoop it into this bucket, and then I can carry it over to the garden where I need it, rather than trying to lug around these big bags. I really love this stuff. Who flung dung? It's great. It's like mulch, but it's inoculated with biologically activated, nutrient-rich, weed-free, absorbent super mulch. So I think it's inoculated with all sorts of stuff. It's really good for the garden. I always put it on top of a hole, like if I'm digging out the cauliflower, like I dug out from there, I always just fill up the hole with some of this stuff, and then it just rots down real quick and it feeds the soil. It's really good. Hey doggo. I've just tied up these asparagus, or this ferning asparagus, up out of the way, because I find when they're just not staked up, they just flop over everything. So I just want those crowns to get a bit bigger. So I'm going to pop some fertilizer and some mulch on them. I'm hoping next year we'll get some proper sized asparagus, but it's a bit small for now. More bean seeds. Where's the hose? What did you do to the hose? Naughty dog. Just out here checking my broad beans. And I've got heaps. See them? These would have to be one of my favourite things to grow because they're just so easy. There they are. See that? They're delicious. So these are the broad beans, and I think I've done alright. Last year I lost most of it to a stinky aphid infestation, but this year I seem to have actually gotten some broad beans, but some of them are quite big. These ones are really big too, but I sort of had them all fenced in, but a lot of them are flopped over, and I just don't know how to stop them all flopping over. How do you plant them so that they don't all flop on the ground? The ones I got turned out really nice. Now I have to do the tedious task of cooking and shelling them. But they are delicious. So the broad beans are out and the tomatoes are in. It's a short turnaround time for this garden bed. Just got to put the net on. Usually I'm quite clinical when it comes to netting the garden, hence the cages that I built. This time I just went with the old chuck the net on and hope for the best trick. We'll see how this goes. My tomatoes are in there. So I pretty much got done everything that I had time to do this weekend. I'll just give you a quick look at what I did. In here is a jungle of potatoes and a mountain of kale. What the hell do you do with all that kale? Can't possibly eat it. The broad beans are out. I fertilised the ground, put in the tomatoes. The blueberries have flowered and I've got some blueberries on their way. I filled up the pond. There's no sign of the fish. I don't know what's happened to him. And I basically got all the old snow peas out, uncovered the raspberry plants, and the new strawberries I planted this season are doing okay, if the dog will keep out of them. The daffodils from spring are dying down, and my poor lemon tree that I had to transplant, oh gee, I don't know, it's looking very sad. There are some fruit on it. I don't think the fruit will make it this season, but I'd be happy just if the plant comes back to life. My olive tree has got some baby olives on it. The mango tree is very sad. I'm resisting just chopping the damn thing out. The finger lime's going gangbusters, so's my lemon tree. It's got a flush of new growth, and I put some fertiliser and mulch on it. The hippies are about to come out, and my orange tree got some horticultural oil. You can see the little baby oranges starting to grow, and it got some fertilizer. Same with the apple tree, got some new fertilizer and mulch. My beans are in, the asparagus is tied back, and the corn has been watered, although the dog tried to fight me for the hose. Over here I've got some more tomatoes in behind the net. The zucchini's really small, the English spinach is just about done. Another zucchini in behind there, and this spinach, the old-fashioned spinach, just keeps on living. I've got a new plum tree and some sunflowers. Basically this new bit of the garden's going okay. There's the doggo, I've got some flowers in, the hedge is coming back to life after it got murdered by the tree lopper. The heavy breather's still with us, and I've got some more plants in little pots here ready to go in the garden. Tatsoi, it's going great. I'm gonna have to eat that soon. I've got some little tomato plants up here in the raised garden bed. That is a choco vine. It's going all the way up there. Hits the top. My figs come back after winter. More onions, more tomato and eggplant behind the screen. The mandarin has got little baby fruit on it. A strawberry patch. Well, it's got strawberries, but the wet weather just murdered it. Now this is the sweet pea, and it's nuts. Look how big it is. It's covered in flowers. There it is. Very pretty, but under there are a couple of tomatoes, so it's gonna have to go in the next week. I've got some new tomatoes in at the back. This English spinach, oh no, that's just regular spinach. It just wants to live. That's a quince. Fennel's gone nuts. Little lemon tree. Coriander's going to seed. Got heaps of chives, capsicum, basil, another tomato, and then the greenhouse with all the leftover seedlings that I don't need. If anyone wants a tomato plant, I've got a million of them. Have a great weekend, newbies. I need to go get showered. See ya. Bye. See you, newbies. Have a great weekend. I'm going inside to have a cold drink. Bye. Bye from Buff. What's with all the heavy breathing, love? Look, it's Batman. No, it's the fat girl. Bye.